Hi guys, welcome to F.U.B.A.R Racing. This is a current project, if you've seen the last video, Skyline. And today I'm gonna cut something off and weld something on, and you know the drill. I changed my mind on the AN6 line here, because if you need to fill a whole cooling system in an AN6, it's gonna take a while. So I put on a AN10. He had a lot of stuff, so I just took a AN10 and welded that on, made the line, cut that off, welded an AN10 on that one as well, and then I made a flange for the filler neck. It's supposed to go up here and over in the corner right there. So I got a gas panel in it. That was not funny to weld in. That's not a nice place to be. But it's in. It's a heavy plate. I made some threads in, and you can bolt it to the firewall with the 3 bolts, so it's easy to take out. You can't sit any higher because the plug on the wiring is in the top, so that's where it's gonna live. That is his oil cooler. I spoke to him and we agreed on, and this oil cooler is way too big for the engine, and there was about 6 meters of hose as well in AN10. That as alone will make an oil cooler. So I took this out and we're gonna put in this one, normal oil cooler, and it's okay for it's only a 2.5 engine, and if it's getting hot, there's something else wrong. Then we have a boot here that's broken. I'm gonna order a new one and change that out. Got the fire extinguisher mounted as well in the bottom here. It was mounted on that pipe before, and that wasn't very smart, because you don't want the heavy weight on the fire extinguisher so high up in the car. You want it in the bottom. So that's one of the reasons I moved it. The oil cooler is mounted, and I made some lines for it. And an extender in the back, so it's the same gap here, so it looks nice. And I got the intake all welded up. What I normally do when I make something big like this, I take it all together, and then I'm sure it can take all the heat away, because if you weld here, the heat can go in the pipe. If you only weld these 2 pipes together, it has nowhere to go. You're quite certain to get it so hot, it's gonna burn through and look like shit. So that's how I do it. And something like this, it's 2 and 2.5 millimeters. And one thing you have to be careful of is the outer diameter and the inner diameter is not the same thickness. They are normally a bit thicker in here than there. So that's one thing you should be aware of. And I run about 150 amps, and I have a pulse setting as well with a 40 and 40%. If some of you are into welders, you know what that means. I made this pipe for the filler neck like this, and I made a makeshift window because I didn't want to cut up that and fuck it up. So made it like this. Piece of Lexan I had. A couple holes. So this would fit, and the filler will be bolted on there. I ran all the fire extinguisher system all around with a nozzle over there where it's gonna get hot, and here where the fuel is, and it's going down. There's one as well, because there's oil they can burn, and likewise on this side it sits one like here, and there's two in the cabin on the feet. It's not allowed to blow in the head of the driver, and you can't see, that's of course. So the next project is making these rear fenders, and I just need to weld on about 20 centimeters, and it doesn't have to be pretty because no one's gonna see it. There's gonna be a fender on the outside, and the reason is he wants the wheel longer out, better stability. What I'm gonna do is just weld something on, and pretty sure I'm gonna give it a slight bead roll in the middle of it, just to not get so much flex and wobble in it. But I have not cut this. He has cut this himself, so it's gonna be his problem. I have made the other side, so let's take a look at that one. So if you can see, I welded this up, put a bead roll in it just to give it some strength, and I closed off the normal, then filler neck for the fuel tank is here. It's not pretty. I shall be the first guy to say it. The welds look horrible, but it does what it's supposed to. And I'm not good at welding thin metal. In my world, this is thin metal. So, but it does what it's supposed to. And I'm making these rear fenders in 0.9 millimeter plate. This is what I normally do. Scribe a line, put it in a pair of scissors like this, and just cut it. I have no fancy way to do this the old-fashioned way, and so much sheet metal doesn't I do, so I don't care. It's the old-fashioned way, and it works. If you want to buy a guy like this one, don't buy a cheap one. Buy a expensive one, because the cheap one has a lot of slop in this and in these screws as well, and it won't shear. It's just a nuisance, a pain to work with. You can see this one has been shimmed in small shims, and that makes it, this one can cut paper if you want. So fine shall it be. If there's too much room here, forget it. This side is done, and it was better than the other side. I'm not saying my welds in this one is pretty, but it's better. Then it's the glass fiber guy. He's gonna make all the rest and cut this down to whatever length. And you can see here a bead roller, so it's a bit stiffer. I still need the boot for the drive shaft, and that's the only thing I need. And then that can be buttoned up as well. The car's done. He is coming for it Saturday. Today is Wednesday. And I hope him all the best. For I hope to see this car run again, because it has been a long time coming. So I'm hoping. So guys, if you want to see more, as always, check out our Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and yeah, let's see what the next project is. But stay tuned.